They're here, finally, after months of teases, speculation, and clues. Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Sick6 make their Monday Night Raw debut/return. All of the details in that. Plus, Seth Rollins makes his return to Monday Night Raw last night. He will challenge Damian Priest for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre quits WWE after the outcome of Clash at the Castle involving CM Punk. Speaking of Punk, he has been advertised by the Allstate Arena to appear at SmackDown in Chicago this Friday. Jey Uso and Io Sky qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder matches at the upcoming PLE. Bron Breakker looks set to feud with Sami Zayn over the Intercontinental Championship. We've got the ratings for Friday's edition of SmackDown on Fox, of course, the go-home episode to Clash at the Castle last weekend, and an update on Megan Bane. Is she under contract with All Elite Wrestling? Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Where else do we start but with the arrival of Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Sick6 last night on Monday Night Raw? A chilling conclusion. The wait is over, and the stable paying homage to Bray Wyatt's universe, ideas, and memory, which appears to be officially named Wyatt Sick6, arrived at the end of Raw on Monday. Now, the faction waited until the end of the night, though the countdown on the website, which held the main clue to their debut, ended right as Raw began. The teases began right actually at the beginning of the broadcast, however, with glitches appearing during the Then, Now, Forever Together opener, and continued through various segments throughout the evening. But following Jey Uso's victory over Finn Balor and Rey Mysterio in a Money in the Bank qualifier for the main event, the lights in the audience went dark, and followed by the lights over the ring too. Piano music, of course, the same entrance music that was associated with Bray Wyatt's last entrance theme in WWE, began playing softly, and a door appeared on the stage. Once again, the same door that was involved in Bray Wyatt's entrance. When the door opened, someone came slowly crawling through down the dark ramp. The figure appeared to be Nikki Cross in a new costume, a new outfit, wearing a bit of a mask as well. She crawled towards Wyatt's signature lantern on the ramp. Cross then pointed behind her, and the camera went through the door and focused on various crew members and wrestlers laid out in the back, including the likes of Paul Triple H Levesque, Raw General Manager Adam Pearce, William Regal, Shane Helms, TJ Wilson. The first figure seen was presumably Eric Rowan, wearing a rabbit mask and holding a mallet that said "Help," of course, similar to the hammer he had with the Bludgeon Brothers gimmick he had with the late Luke Harper. On that mallet it said "Help." The camera then continued to the gorilla position, where more people lay strewn all over the floor with lights popping and smoke filling the arena. The camera then focused on a person in the corner in a buzzard mask, presumably Dexter Lumis, then someone in a pig-like gas mask, potentially Joe Gacy. Now, of course, previous clues on a Twitch stream from a QR code led many fans to the identities of the faction members, which had previously been reported by PW Insider. Chad Gable was then also seen taken out with blood coming from his forehead. The camera then panned towards himself, Uncle Howdy, who walked past Gable, and the other figures followed him through the door onto the stage back to Cross. Howdy then grabbed the lantern, and the group posed as the copyright logo came up to end the broadcast. Howdy said, "We're here," and blew out the lantern to end the show. Now, in terms of reaction to that, Triple H himself has reacted on social media. You can see it right there, posting an image of the late Bray Wyatt. Of course, this was the same image that was used in a lot of the tributes to Wyndham Rotunda last year after his tragic and sudden passing. In addition to that, as you can see right here, this seemingly is the logo that this faction is using. Once again, confirming that the name is going to be the Wyatt Sick6, or it's going to be 6, maybe with a 6 as opposed to an S. We'll have to wait and see, but that does look to be the official logo of the Wyatt Sick6. So what did you make of all of this? What did you make of the faction's reveal? What did you make of the faction's debut? Jey Uso, he's been recently using the Fireflies, of course, and it looks like he's given them back to the lineage of the Rotunda family. Uso said after Raw, quote, "You saw the ending of Raw 2. I don't want no smoke with them. For all I care, they can have the Fireflies back. I want no problem with them. But I am very happy I did activate the Fireflies. Shout out to my boy, still my boy. Still going to show love to Bray Wyatt. But his family are here now. That means I've got to go. You need to go too because they're around here somewhere. Did you see the girl? Come on, be careful, Kathy. Yeet." So as I mentioned, it looks like it is going to be Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy, Joe Gacy as Huskers the Pig, Dexter Loomis as Mercy the Buzzard, Nikki Cross as Abby the Witch, and Eric Rowan as Rambling Rabbit. The official name has been confirmed, as I mentioned, to be Wyatt Sick6, stylized as Wyatt Sick with a 6 as the S. So what did you make of the reveal? What are your thoughts on this? Did it live up to the hype? Didn't it live up to the hype? Where do you think they go from here? Do you think this is sustainable? Let me know your thoughts about it, your reaction to all of it in the comments section below. Now, speaking of returns, it was a big night of returns last night on Monday Night Raw. Seth freaking Rollins is back. Well, much of the audience in Corpus Christi and those watching along at home were anticipating the impending Uncle Howdy return, since the countdown clock that was propped up recently expired as Raw hit the air. A different surprise kicked off the show as Burn It Down bled over the speakers, and Seth freaking Rollins returned to WWE television for the first time since playing a sacrificial lamb for Cody Rhodes at the conclusion of WrestleMania 40, quickly reminding the WWE Universe that this was still Monday Night Rollins. After expressing his happiness to be back, Rollins quickly got down to business, stating his immediate intentions of reacquiring the WWE World Heavyweight Championship that he lost to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, and eyeballing the Money in the Bank briefcase now hanging from high above the ring as the premium live event takes next up on WWE's PLE calendar. But before he could get into any briefcase aspirations, the current World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest hit the ring, showing respect for Rollins before stating that Raw is no longer Monday Night Rollins, but rather All Rise for El Campeon. The two men then went back and forth, with Priest reminding Rollins that he was the first to challenge for his then newly created World Heavyweight Championship, and admitting that he lost then because Rollins was better. That, however, is not the case now, according to Priest, and ultimately he told the Architect that he didn't need to worry about ladders or briefcases, and instead challenged him to a championship match at Money in the Bank. Now, Rollins seemed to be pretty happy about this and actually said, "I accept." So that match has now been confirmed. Yes, we are going to be getting Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at Money in the Bank. What do you think is the outcome of that one, given the fact that a championship encounter with Gunther is also on the horizon at SummerSlam? Is it going to be Damian Priest versus Gunther, or is it going to be Seth Rollins versus Gunther at SummerSlam? Now, Drew McIntyre. People were wondering and debating and discussing what was going to be the fallout, what was the outcome going to be after CM Punk screwed Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. Well, at Clash at the Castle on Saturday, Drew McIntyre was moments away from becoming World Heavyweight Champion when the referee's count suddenly stopped. He looked up to see CM Punk's grinning face wearing the zebra stripes, holding two fingers and taunting him. Just like he did at WrestleMania, Punk caused Damian Priest to defeat McIntyre for the title, and for 48 hours the world waited for McIntyre to respond. On Raw, McIntyre came to the ring only to be greeted by chants for the voice of the voiceless. After shaking his head for a few moments, he finally spoke. CM Punk, he said, before forcing himself unable to continue. He said, "I can't do this anymore. Screw this company. I quit." McIntyre then dropped the mic and stormed up the ramp. General Manager Adam Pearce tried to talk him out of his decision, but McIntyre said he was serious. During the commercial break, the cameras followed the Scottish Warrior to the back, where Paul Triple H Levesque could be seen. Levesque pushed the camera away, and McIntyre again said he's serious about quitting. He also told Levesque that he heard what he said at the post-Clash press conference, referring to the complimentary way the COO spoke about Punk. McIntyre left, and Pearce followed him. McIntyre later disabled his social media accounts. Of course, this is part of a storyline. McIntyre signed a new 3-year contract with WWE back in April, but where do you think this one goes from here? Do you think McIntyre stays off WWE television for a while? Do you think he waits for CM Punk to return, then attack CM Punk? Do you think this is building up to a match at SummerSlam? How do you think this one is going to play out? Let me know your thoughts about that one as well. Now, speaking of Punk, he wasn't at Raw on Monday, but he is set to be at SmackDown on Friday. The WWE television return, possibly for CM Punk, has been set after he made this controversial appearance at Clash at the Castle. Now, of course, during the post-Clash press conference, CM Punk noted that he was planning to miss last night's Raw to see doctors, then appear at SmackDown in Chicago, hopefully to announce that he's medically cleared. Now, earlier yesterday, the Allstate Arena announced that CM Punk would indeed be making an appearance. However, when when a venue announces someone will appear, it's often not totally certain that they're going to be on TV. It could be for a pre or post-show dark show segment. However, last night on Raw, WWE officially confirmed that Punk will be on SmackDown on television this coming Friday. Now, the appearance creates an intriguing dynamic after SmackDown commentator Wade Barrett seemed to be the person who was second most outraged behind Drew McIntyre at McIntyre's loss in Glasgow on Saturday in Scotland. Barrett went as far as to call for Punk's firing on the post-show, perhaps teasing a future interaction which could happen potentially on SmackDown. Are you excited by the idea of possibly Punk interacting with Wade Barrett? Let me know your thoughts about that one too. Now, going back to Raw, going back to Jey Uso, Money in the Bank qualifying matches took place last night. Money in the Bank is 3 weeks away, and both the men's and women's locker rooms are looking to secure their tickets to Toronto for the event. By the time the dust of 2 qualifying triple threat matches was settled, both Io Sky and Jey Uso became the first names to be entered into the 2024 Money in the Bank ladder matches. The women's ladder match qualifier was one of the night's first attractions, and Sky took on Zelina Vega and recent NXT call-up Kiana James in a back-and-forth struggle for a chance to fight for the Money in the Bank contract. Vega nearly had the match won, but an appearance by the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan, complete with Dominic Mysterio's cowboy-themed vest, distracted Vega, and James ran down to remove Vega from the equation. Sky reasserted her dominance by landing a picture-perfect over-the-moon moonsault on James for the victory. Sky is now confirmed for the Toronto Women's Money in the Bank match, which she won last year before successfully cashing in on Bianca Belair at SummerSlam. Uso, Rey Mysterio, and Finn Balor all locked up in the second half of the show to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, a high-intensity contest full of quick movements and top rope action. Mysterio nearly qualified after landing 2 single 619s and a double 619, but interference from Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day dashed the Hall of Fame's hopes for competing for the briefcase. Balor later landed a coup de grace on Mysterio, but was then immediately made the victim of an Uso splash, and Uso pinned Balor for the victory. Now, both Money in the Bank ladder matches are expected to involve 6 participants, 3 from Raw and 3 from SmackDown. Another women's qualifying match between Kairi Sane, Shayna Baszler, and Lyra Valkyria was announced for next week's Raw, along with a men's qualifying match between Braun Strowman, Chad Gable, and Big Bronson Reed. Now let's talk about Bron Breakker. Many people wondering what's next for him after he took out Ricochet last week, and it looks like it could be an eye on championship gold. The next feud for Bron Breakker may have been revealed last night on Raw. The story ran through several segments on last night's June 17 show, beginning with the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. With Zayn coming to the ring to a thunderous crowd reaction from the fans in Corpus Christi, Texas, he said that his feud with Chad Gable was officially over. As he looked forward to moving on to his next foe, he was interrupted by Bron Breakker. Breakker seemingly wanting a chance at the Intercontinental Championship, but he was shortly thereafter interrupted by Sheamus. Sheamus and Breakker would go on to have an intriguing in-ring exchange ahead of a match later on in the evening. In the end, Sheamus was seemingly poised to win as he was gearing up for the Bro Kick, but instead he was pulled out of the ring by Ludwig Kaiser. After having feuded with Kaiser previously, the match was called due to a disqualification, but that didn't stop Bron Breakker. Breakker would deliver a spear to Sheamus at ringside and go on to glare at Sami Zayn in his way past as he was escorted to the back by officials. Now, Kaiser waited until the officials had cleared the area and attacked Sheamus, throwing him against the steel steps and poised to do the same drop kick that he did to his former partner Giovanni Vinci. However, Breakker would observe what was happening and take off running in the other direction. He would go on to intercept Kaiser, spearing him as they were both running. It was an absolutely incredible moment. You must actually go and see it on Raw. But what do you think happens when it comes to Bron Breakker? Do you think we get a triple threat feud? Do you think we just get a singles feud? Let me know your thoughts about that one too in the comment section below. Now, we got the ratings for SmackDown on Friday. Of course, it was the go-home episode for Clash at the Castle last Saturday. Fans in Glasgow, Scotland got the chance to not only see Clash at the Castle, but also the final stop before Clash at the Castle, the June 14 episode of SmackDown. European fans got the rare chance to see the show live in a primetime TV slot, while fans in the United States had to wait until a few hours before the episode aired on a tape delay. The question is, how many fans in the US tuned in to see the action unfold? According to WrestleNomics, the June 14 edition of SmackDown averaged a total of 1.959 million viewers, marking an 11% decline from the 2.207 million earned the previous week. This was also the first time in 2024 that the show had dropped below 2 million viewers. The average viewership is the lowest since the absolute best of 2023 episode that aired on December 29, and is also the first time a regular episode of the Blue brand that has aired in its normal time slot on Fox has gone below 2 million viewers since August of 2022. Now, as for the 18 to 49 demographic, that also took a dip as the June 14 show earned a 0.52, which was a 15% decrease from the previous 0.61. That's also the lowest number in that demographic since the December 29 compilation show. WWE had stiff competition on Friday night as they went head-to-head with the countdown to Game 4 of the NBA Finals, as well as the game itself. The countdown earned a 0.75 in the key 18 to 49 demographic, while the game between the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks earned a 2.86 number. And finally, a bit of an update when it comes to a star many people have wondered is under contract to AEW or not. Now, AEW fans have been waiting a long time to see the return of Bane to the company, as the 26-year-old has reportedly been under contract for some time. She has been making a name for herself in Japan over the past few years as part of the Stardom roster, while also making appearances on the American independent scene in promotions like Limitless Wrestling, Beyond Wrestling, and GCW. However, it seems that Bane is no longer with AEW at the time of recording. According to Fightful Select, there had been pitches for Bane to return to AEW programming once she wrapped up her duties in Stardom in January, but it's now been reported that she is a free agent and can show up wherever she wants. Now, despite this, Bane and AEW have been engaged in talks recently, with the company pitching some creative ideas in these recent discussions. However, it's not yet clear whether these discussions will lead to her becoming a full-time member of the AEW roster, or if they are just talks about her appearing for the company on a sporadic basis. Now, before traveling to Japan on a full-time basis, Bane had wrestled a handful of matches for AEW between 2021 and 2023, with 4 of her matches being broadcast on AEW Dark. She last appeared in the promotion in a Dark segment after the June 9, 2023 edition of AEW Rampage was taped, where she teamed with Emi Sakura in a losing effort against Willow Nightingale and Maki Ito. Bane has already mixed it up with the likes of former AEW Women's World Champion Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose in singles action, but for right now it's unclear if the former OVW Women's Champion will become All Elite anytime soon. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.